Hello, everybody.
There's Artie.
There's Artie, ready to do readings. Sunday night with Artie.
Oh, we got a notification. They're working.
Yep.
Yay.
Just got your notification, Jenny.
Yay. That's a first. I got my notification, Artie.
Notification. They're working.
Yay.
Your notification, Jenny. Oh.
Yay. That's a first. I got. Artie, why are we racing around and mewing?
He's excited.
So, Becca, I think maybe we'll start off with your question we were just talking about. But I'd like to start by saying we have a lot of people requesting us to read on George Floyd and the riots, the protests. So we do have some questions that we will get to, but we know it's a really hot topic right now, and emotions are running really, really high, and definitely so. Everyone's upset. Well, everyone should be upset. So just bear with us. We will try to do a few questions on it. But let's start with Becca's question.
Okie dokie. Did you want me to go, Jenny?
Yeah. Explain your question.
Okay, so I was telling Jenny and Johnie that before we all dialed into StreamYard to Skype or to talk, I had just watched a video from the Ring of Fire, and it appears that Politico or ProPublica had just published an article saying that there is evidence of the Trump organization, the one specifically tied to the towers, the tower in New York, that there is evidence there of financial fraud or bank fraud, more specifically between the year 2010 and 2011. And I believe that is one of the cases that may be up in the Supreme Court right now, because the state of New York would need access to that stuff in order to investigate further to prove bank frauds. So I guess, how would we word this, Jenny?
Did the Trump org commit bank fraud, and will it come out?
What bank was it?
They, I don't remember what bank it was. I'd have to go back and watch the video. But he was saying that the Trump organization, the one that's tied to the towers, there was evidence of bank fraud there.
Is there evidence there?
Got Una in the house. Bank fraud. No way. That's shocking. Good as
I know, right?
Imagine that.
What's odd is it ends in the sun for me, but I don't get any money cards.
I'm getting cups cards. That's interesting.
Me too.
I'm getting a yes. I just pulled two cards. The house is neutral. The lilies is positive and neutral, so I'm going to read it as a positive. Yes, it's around property and a family member and another man here. Both of these are men, so it's not just Trump. There's someone around him in the family. Yeah, someone in the family with him. So I don't know who that would be, but it's not one of the kids. It's somebody that's older. Senior.
Here we go. This is going to lead into our other little series of questions. Okay, what'd you get, Johnie?
A whole bunch of oddness. It's kind of okay. I pulled like 9 cards, and it seems like they all have a whole different message altogether. None of them really are succinct, but there's a Page of Cups, so there's some sort of involvement here with another person, some sort of agreement, some sort of we're on the same page, not just emotionally, but actually and figuratively. There is the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Wands. This is something that is off the record. So it's not supposed to be, or the Queen of Swords and Seven of Wands. Did I say that? So it's supposed to be between the two of them. This is not supposed to be, this is not on paper, or it's on paper, but it's not. If you scrutinize it, you would come up with evidence of, like they say. Mm-hmm. Seven of Swords in the world, there is something sneaky, and it does indeed involve some sort of deal, something that came to completion. It also might involve some maybe overseas things. And like I say, it ends in the sun, so there is a yes, but I didn't get any. I got the 5 of Cups, I got the 10 of Cups, I got the 3 of Wands, bunch of travel, bunch of people in a room together, bunch of talking, bunch of, hey, Bob, talk to Frank, who's going to talk to Trump type of deal. I didn't get any money, though. I don't know what they traded. Mm-hmm. Maybe a favor for this and a favor for that, but I get yes.
I'm getting, something time's up, something changed, the Wheel of Fortune, they shifted something. Victory with that. I've got that Page of Cups. I've got the Knight of Cups offering something. It's an image thing. So on paper, it probably might look okay, but they doctor documents for image, to make it look okay. And then I get like, you got to look at it with a different perspective to catch it. And I get that older man also, and this is going to lead into our next round of questions. He changed something. It's in written documents. Got the greedy devil there, and investigating. Yes, there's. It's interesting. I get the 3 of Swords and the 3 Muses. So 3 of Cups. So like there's a betrayal, but like 3 of them are involved.
Interesting.
Okay. So the older man, like Becca was saying, it's not one of the kids. Somebody asked us to read on Robert Trump, and I think this is a brilliant idea. He's the younger brother of Trump. He's 72 years old. He's a real estate tycoon, I guess. He manages managed Trump's real estate outside of New York. He also is the president of Trump's Management, which is a trust fund that all the siblings are in. And then he also has ties to, if Artie will get out of the way, Certipath, which is a system security company. So I've got several questions on Robert Trump. So Robert Trump, did he commit some banking fraud with Trump over real estate?
I did get that 10 of Cups too. That's the family card. Mm-hmm. That was in the environment too.
Mm-hmm. And I got the house, which is your family, your real estate, with an older man.
Wow.
It's family related. So let's see. What was his name again? Robert
Trump. Is he and is it going to come out? Did he do bank and real estate fraud with Trump?
Robert Trump.
You know, they were going to investigate Maryanne Trump, his sister that was Maryanne Trump Barry, the federal judge. They were going to investigate her over tax schemes with her siblings, and she dropped out of being a federal judge, so they couldn't do the investigation. So,
like Willie Nelson gets arrested for not paying his taxes, and then you have a federal judge committing all sorts of fraud and take the deal and walk away.
So you got Robert Trump, Maryanne Trump Barry, and then there's Elizabeth Trump Grau, who was an executive for Chase Bank. So maybe Chase Bank's involved in some of this.
Yeah.
We're going to look at all the Trump siblings today, and all the older Trumps. Robert Trump. I keep seeing the sun card on the bottom, so I keep shuffling again so I don't see what's on the bottom. Thank you, Rose.
It's one of the moments where you have to clarify a card and you pull 99 of them. So it's like, okay, I don't get it, so I'm gonna just stop.
Okay, so I had to do the same thing, Johnie. I'm gonna jump in here real quick so I don't lose my train of thought. So
Yeah.
I got the tower, the mountain, the tower, the crossroads. There's a huge problem at an institution, and then there was a split and a division. Okay, so but there's a mountain of problems there. But then it looks like the institution itself, the tower itself, splits. Okay, this could be like the literal Trump Tower or some other sort of institution. It ended in 2 neutrals. So I asked for a clarifier. I got the heart. That's a yes. But there's huge problems there.
Yeah, so they may have spun some stuff off in an LLC or something.
Yeah, because it's not that there's multiple institutions. It's like the institution itself has alternatives and has different routes. So
What'd you get, Johnie?
You go first.
So
I think mine might go off the rail.
Yeah, somebody's asking questions, and the challenge is Russia. So Russia investors probably. I get 2 yes cards in the foundation in the past, a new action, a new inspiration, and he's going to be defending himself, Mr. Robert Trump. They're sleeping on it right now. I think it's because Trump's in office, so they're kind of sleeping on it right now. But Robert's going to get an offer. His fortunes are changing, and he's in for a battle. He's going to be transitioning into a fight for his life, basically. He's got justice going to be coming after him. There's some secrets here, and on the bottom, I did have the 2 of Pentacles, which is my card for shifting money from here to there sometimes. So I feel like he has shifted money around. Thank you, Janine. So, what are you picking up on, Johnie? Because it sounds like you may be getting something a little different.
Well, I get that, yes, they are working together, but I get some details that don't necessarily go along with the. Okay, here's what happens. So Temperance and the 6 of Cups, they are working together. This here is the nostalgia. This is the family card, also the little brother. And this is my working together cooperation card. Again, with the 7 of Wands, and then there's the new action with the Ace of Wands. And then this is where it took the turn, because this is in the environment after both the action cards. There is a cover-up of some sort of, if you look at it, it looks different type thing with the Knight of Cups and that 7 of Wands. It feels as though there was an entity, and like you said, it went into two.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand what the conflict was, and it ends in the Five of Wands, which is weird because it's like conflict and battling and politics and all of that. And so I pulled one clarifier and it led to 4. So I'm like, okay, I'll just stop. It ended with the Fool, mind you, but still. So what it looks like is there was an entity or a building. It went into 2, and they both have names that are not recognizable on paper, to where it might say something resort LLC or LLLLC, or it's got one of those get away from the taxes type names. There's something in the detail because they came under scrutiny and attack that they changed the name. But yes, they are working together.
So is he going to, thank you, Orchid Lily. Is Robert Trump going to face any criminal charges? Because, if we're going to have Jared and Junior all going to jail, we might as well have some of the older ones there.
just bring out the paddy wagon, Jen, and load up the whole family.
Yes. Cell block T, Trump family.
Save a spot for Barron when he grows up. He's still a Trump.
Robert Trump is going to face some judicial charges. Oh, and by the way, for entertainment purposes only, congratulations, Robert. He just got married again in March of 2020. I'm surprised we didn't hear about the wedding. I got all the pages showing up now. So there's ties with him and the kids too. So he may be involved in like spinning stuff off in the kids' names.
I get 3 of Swords, the first card. Then I get a bunch of other stuff, and then it ends.
What card is that, Johnny?
This is the Ace of Wands. And again, crossed by the 7 of Swords. Or 7 of Wands. So he will be defending, and then I clarified this with the money and judges. So there will be a court case. I'm not necessarily saying they're going to book and try and all this type of stuff. But again, his dealings will be scrutinized.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he's in court. I don't get any jail cards, but I guess everything hasn't unfolded and there might be some detail changes along the way. But he will definitely be in court.
What'd you get, Becca?
So I asked if he was going to have legal issues related to bank fraud or financial fraud. I got the writer and the bouquet. The news is going to be happy. The news, it's going to be good news. Yes, this is ending in a positive. Yes. So don't know when.
Yeah, I've got there's people he's like-minded with on the bottom. There's an investigation charging in. He's going to be put in defense mode. He's been strong in the past, but then all of a sudden I've got, the moneyed news and the written documents crowning the reading. So that could be the tax documents or something that shows this. And then I get the surprising news in the near future and get the Tower with that. Now I also get the Queen of Wands, and this isn't Nancy Pelosi this time. I think this goes to Maryanne Trump, the former judge. There's some bullying that was going on, and then here's Robert himself. Something is going to move forward with him in court, and he's got some big changes coming up. He does have judgments, so Not sure what he's doing with the kids and with the sister and everybody, but
They could just start a company, Trump Laundromat LLC or something. I mean, it's just cleaning services.
thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Lisa. So should we look at, will Maryanne Trump Barry go down?
Sure, why not?
And then I'm going to come back to Robert over something else.
What was her name? Maryanne?
Maryanne Trump Barry. She's the one that used to be a federal judge. Retired when they stop them from investigating her, which says, gee, I'm innocent.
Maryanne Trump Barry.
Innocent like a plea deal.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything this year because of Barr.
Yeah.
So
we only have about 7 more months to go, and we've got a new president. Thank you, Catherine.
oh Lord, let the madness be over.
It's coming. Well, she feels it's coming. I will say that. There's still, she gets the 7 of wands too. I think this is going to be my card for tonight, because she's going to be scrutinized and be on the defensive because of secrets here with the high priestess. This is something that is between her and her folks. Like there are some sort of details that they're hiding from everyone else, and so that's what's coming. But here with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups and the 9 of Swords, she fears what is on the way. And then it's all centered around death. So there will be a huge change. And after the huge change is when that Knight of Cups rolls in. That's what she's worried about.
Sucks. I'm getting a no.
You're getting a no?
I asked, will Maryanne Trump Barry face any investigations for tax fraud? I got the Tower, which is government, her, and the Crossroads. This is talking about a woman that was in government who made a choice to separate. She left. These are all neutral cards. I asked for a clarifier. I'm getting the cross, which is the negative. She left. You know, like, I don't know if it was some sort of a deal, but.
Well, I've got the moneyed news on the bottom here. She is very anxious. She's trying to hang on. But I get that she was bullied by a brother and also Trump the Fool here. So she's kind of juggling. She's got a lot of balls in the air, so to speak. She is a little bit at the center of it. I get she'll be put in defense mode a little bit, but it feels to me like she's going to try to blame her brother for bullying her. But I get my yes card.
What is she worried about? Exactly, because I get the anxiety. I didn't get any, I only pulled 5 cards, but I didn't get any charges. But I get that there is something that she's anticipating.
Yeah.
So what is she worried about? Is she worried about charges? Is she worried about going to jail? Is she worried about just exposure?
I don't know. Should we ask?
Let's ask what she's worried about. Thank you, Arlene.
What was her name? Maryanne Trump Barry, right?
Yeah. I mean, she obviously didn't want him to investigate her, when she retired. It's going to turn into, Mom, he did it. No, he did it. No, she did it. With the siblings.
It is her and her siblings breaking the law.
Yeah, Maryanne Trump Barry is Trump's sister.
It was 4 of them all together, wasn't it? But
yeah,
one so there's
Robert, Maryanne, Elizabeth, who's the older sister, and Trump, and Fred, who's dead.
Okay, because I get 2 women. I'm like, so there's 2 women here, a man, and then a younger one. And then Temperance and 4 of Wands. So she's worried about what they all did together. But it has something to do with housing.
Mm-hmm. Real estate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the coffin, the ring, the house, the writer, the scythe. There's something in her past. This could be someone that passed away or something that came to an end. It's a lot of grief and sorrow and sadness and an ending to something, but it has to do about news being delivered about her connections to the family properties, real estate, that when it's delivered, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. They can strike her. So I don't know, maybe they got smart and put it under the dead guy's name. I mean, I don't know, but she's worried about her connections to real estate.
It's interesting. She's showing up as the Hierophant here, being a former judge. I guess she thinks she's the moral authority of the family. I don't know. But there, again, deals going on the bottom. But one of the brothers, and I'm going to say Robert, it has to do with real estate. She was aware of it, but not actively involved. I'll put it that way. Mm-hmm. And it's basically what caused her to leave the judgeship, because if they look at her taxes, they would also discover what went on with this real estate. And it involves Trump himself and the other sister. And she's worried about them shining a light on this, exposing it and making it very, very difficult, and the battle that would ensue. And I'm not sure, but maybe they did put something in the dead brother's name.
I'm getting something about an ending, a loss, a death. Maybe they put stuff under the dead guy's name.
I got Robert here. I've got Trump here. And then I got another older king. Earlier I had all the kids, the pages. Now I got maybe they did put something. Let's just ask. Did they put something in their dead brother's name?
Page of, what is that, wands, 10 of cups, 4 of wands, or some sort of housing or home in his name, or some sort of contract and deal here with the messaging as well. But there's your family.
They can't get worse. They've put something in their and there he is, the dead brother on the bottom. Oh my God.
Why not? They do everything else.
I'm not getting a yes or no. I'm getting something that it's secret and hidden, and communications or conversations or meetings that were in the early stages, or meetings with somebody that was younger. This could be, it's not really the treat, but this could also be in regards to a sibling. It's like they hit something.
Yeah, I get my yes card, the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth, and it's something tangible, so it's something like property.
These people.
It may be property overseas, but they have done something in their dead brother's name. Oh my God.
What if he got a stimulus check too?
he got a stimulus check for a few million for his non-existent company.
Oh Lord, these people.
That just went somewhere that I wasn't expecting. Oh my God. So Robert Trump, he's also involved with Certipath, which is an IT system security company. I want to know if he's involved in voting machine security or voting machine hacking. Since he's in system.
Oh, with his sweet little niece Ivanka. Look at that. Wouldn't that be nice?
He bought me some new voting machines. Here, I'll show you how to hack them.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell goes on at a family reunion in this family?
Can you imagine?
Maybe we ought to look at that tonight.
Yes, that'll be the funny.
I just can't even.
Oh, oh, that would be, yeah.
I haven't even gotten to my favorite question of the night.
We're on a roll.
So there's the Ace of Pentacles. That would be your machines, the Temperance, and the Devil. So there is some attempted hacking. There is something worldwide too. There might be hacking from remote locations or using someone remotely or something remotely to do it. The 10 of Wands and the 7 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The advantage is the dead ends. The 7 of Cups here. You can't quite pin it down. Problem is now we have Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is your delays, is your blockage, is your inside man too. So the inside information. They have a lot of it now, so they kind of know what to look for. So you either change the game or risk losing this one with the Page of Pentacles. So this is a little more different than it was the last time around, but I'm going to go with the yes on that.
I'm getting a yes too. I've got the collaborating together. Pentacles for me represent votes, not always dark money, but collaborating together. It's deceptive. Bullying to get in the White House, to get the celebrity into the White House. It's the family legacy, and let's get all these votes.
I only pulled one card, and it was the cross. So I'm getting a no, but I only pulled one. So, no.
Okay. Well, should we look at Elizabeth Trump Grau, his older sister that used to work for Chase Bank as an executive?
Yeah,
I've never heard of these people. How many siblings he's got? 4? 3? 4.
There's five kids in the family, including Fred that's dead.
Dead Fred.
How do you get to be a narcissist and you got siblings? I can understand if you're an only child.
Maybe all his siblings are narcissists too. Mm-hmm. So what are we looking at for Elizabeth?
Has she committed crimes, and is she going to get caught?
Has Elizabeth Trump committed any financial crimes?
Elizabeth Trump Grau, like cow, but Grau, Grau. She's married to a film producer. That may be where Trump's fixation with movie stars comes from.
Okay. They cut him out of the Home Alone, and he just blew his whole top.
Yes, I'm getting a yes.
I got the victory card on the bottom. It's like I don't even need to pull something dark and mysterious. She's going to be in defense mode. There's some money laundering or money shifting around. Yep.
So I have a odd off the wall. Well, here's the question. Who started all this? Did they take advantage of Trump's position, or not presidency, but as in like his father left him the money and blah, blah, blah? Or have they always just been slimy, grimy people?
It goes back to the dad because he used to put stuff in their names to hide money, to play tax games and stuff. So he taught him how to do a lot of this stuff.
And then they also learned from Trump because he tried to sue his siblings to take all of their money after their father passed away. So, I mean, you can't imagine the family reunions, like you said, Jenny.
So what'd you get, Johnny?
I got the Wheel of Fortune. So there is some fate, karma, time, destiny, technology, maybe stock market, the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. These are people with money and power. 6 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles with the Strength. It's some insider trading. Like, I don't really get like she did a whole bunch of weird and gross things like Trump, but I do get some insider trading though, like on a big scale though.
Yeah.
The Fool is here though. So, I mean, they did it together, whatever it was.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Joanne. So let's just ask, what is the Trump family reunion like? Get them all in the same room. Are you pulling out a special deck, Johnny?
Are you trying to use the nice deck? The nice deck? They don't work, Johnny.
Under the nice cards. Only want 3 though.
What is a Trump family reunion like?
All the ex-wives, all the current wives, all the siblings, their kids. I mean, we know how bad Trump's kids are. Can you imagine what these people's kids are like? You know, I didn't even research back that far to find out how many kids does Robert have. Johnny's laughing already.
So what goes on there? What is it like? There's darkness and the void. It's like this is where evil goes to play. And then assessing, like you can just people watch here. This is everything that goes on there is contrived and is fork-tongued. That's the word that keeps trying to come. It's forked. It's like that's all they do is talk to each other in code and try not to, give away too much because they might possibly steal from one another. And it's like the Addams family with all the charm.
Yeah.
I have got major arcana out the wazoo. So they have to travel to get to their family reunion for everybody to get together. And there's first off betrayal going on, trying to keep a lid on their emotions. It's very emotional. There's judgment going back and forth between Robert and Trump and Donald. Justice card going on here, passing judgment and weighing on them. This is their family legacy, and time's up, family. This fortune's changing.
So I get the stars.
And the Hierophant.
I get the stars, the ring, the anchor, the mice, and the birds. I'm getting that there is, it's kind of like they look forward to it, but when they get there, they're stuck talking about criminality, thievery, stealing, decay, corruption. There's agreements to steal. That's what they talk about. They talk a lot about celebrities, what's in the media, but it's kind of like they just talk about corruption and stealing. I don't know.
When you get 6 major arcanas in one spread, and one of them's the Wheel of Fortune, it's like this is their karma. This is their destiny. This is the family legacy, the corruption. I'm surprised the devil didn't show up.
I know.
I think it's probably implied. That's probably why. They go to his house. Lord have mercy.
Devil wasn't invited to the family reunion. He's like, oh no, I'm not going to that. That's too many Trumps in one room. Okay, so I got a question for you, because I keep having a flash image, and I'm just going to ask. Will Joe Biden, when he's president, nominate Obama to the Supreme Court? It's only happened one other time in our history, and that was with Taft. President Taft became a Supreme Court justice after being president. And you talk about some karma.
And that's the card I pulled too.
And there's my yes card on the bottom.
I get that there's something still in motion. So I don't get this is technically a yes, but I'm going to say I don't get a yes or no. The 7 of Swords, there is a strategy behind this. And then there's a celebration in the end with the karma in the middle. That's so interesting to think about, but looks like all signs point that way, though.
So I get, I've got my yes card on the bottom. Amidst the chaos, it is a strategy. It would bring victory to the Supreme Court. It's something they're already working on, so they're already discussing it, I think. Judgment here, they've talked about this in the past. I keep seeing Obama in a Supreme Court thing, and I was talking to my friend Beth earlier. She's like, you've been getting that for like a couple of years. So it's in the planning stages once Joe is in the White House, and boy, is this going to get a lot of attention.
I pulled 3. I'm getting a yes. I got the mountain, the whip. It's ending in the storks. Ultimately, yes, but it comes after a transfer. There is a huge problem here with someone that either had an addiction or someone that's abusing something, a lot of arguing, but it's when there is a transfer. See what I'm saying?
So Kavanaugh goes and, let's put Obama on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but there's an obstacle to get there. There's an obstacle and a lot of arguing, and then someone transitions, and then yes. So, yep.
So
if you get a Senate, a blue Senate and a blue House, then you can't really stop it.
No, but that don't mean Republican heads aren't going to explode, which I can't.
Yeah, they would enjoy. I would enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
I am ready to just say, okay, I can't wait. Let's just do it. So let's ask. Obviously, it seems like Obama's open to it. Let's ask who he replaces.
Curious to see if I'm going to get something close to what I got yesterday when we were on the phone, Jenny.
Yeah.
It's a man, first off. That's younger or new.
It's someone the White House bullied in and manipulated to get into the Supreme Court.
I'm getting that it's a man that's new and younger who has secrets, and that person eventually gets cut out.
It's somebody that likes beer.
Beer.
And the sword of truth is coming out. It's someone who lied to the government. The sword of truth is coming out.
Remember those cards I got yesterday, Jenny? When we were talking about behind the scenes? Yeah.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I got a woman. But there's a sneaky transition. So whoever was snuck in, or who I guess the stolen vote or whatever they want to call stolen nomination. And then there is a fire sign woman here, which is odd because I wonder why that is.
I was just looking to see when Ruth Bader Ginsburg's birthday is. She's March 15th, so she's a Pisces.
Yeah, I don't feel like for whatever, I don't understand it. I don't feel like she's there. I feel like this is who comes in. Now, this is not King of Wands. That would be Obama. This is Queen of Wands. So I don't know, but there's a woman there, or a fire sign person of some sort. But the sneaky one, that's what it transitions into. Somebody new.
I would just love to see the reactions of like McConnell and Trump and everybody if they put Obama in the Supreme Court.
Oh my God, McConnell would probably kill over. Fox News would black out.
Make it slow and painful for McConnell. Slow, slow, slow. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, let's see. Is solidarity building now to crumble these norms of accepting police violence? Is solidarity leading us into finally making some changes, or will this continue?
Oh, there's going to be significant change because there's people out in abundance. I got the fish, which is abundance, prosperity. I got the storks, which is your change, your transformation, and a transition. And the key, yes. Yes, these are all super positive cards. I'm getting a yes. Change in abundance, change in the numbers. Yeah.
I'm getting too like something in the foundation of things, in the way things have been manipulated with all the deaths that have happened. Something that's happening rather quickly because of the protests. What I don't understand, I've got the messenger here and seeking some, asking some questions here. The bullying, the corruption, finding a way to block it. I don't know what the messenger is, other than all these deaths have been a strong message to society that it's time to change. It's not like a law can be passed. It's something that has to change within the police departments themselves.
You need absolute police reform and stop militarizing police. How about that? You can't write laws to change training and then fund them hand over fist to completely militarize them. You can't do that. They're two totally different ideologies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think, Johnie?
Well, as far as like your message goes, here with the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So initially I thought, well, no, nothing's going to change. And then I pulled other cards. And so here is my assessment just outside of this. There are three things you got to do. Number one is change, like your Hermit in your Page of Swords, change the communication between police and community. Number two, change the face of the police. They have to match the community they're in.
Mm-hmm.
If your community is 95% Black, all of your police officers cannot be white. They just cannot be, because there's an automatic distrust, just automatically. And I say this as a person who does not trust police. And then number three, what you have to do is build some sort of advocacy, some sort of, we're in the community, we are actually here to help, and they have to be held accountable for the things that they do. You can't kill a person just because you have a badge on. And so I got these two. There has to be something in the doctrine, something within the rules that has to change. So something that is set in stone, like laws, something does need to change in the rules. They also need to train police like they train the military. One thing that I saw that long time ago is police walk at crowds with their guns up. The military walks at a crowd with the gun down. The moment you lift it up, you should be prepared to shoot. So it just fundamental small things like that just let me know there's a disconnect between training to deal with crowds and people that the military get and the police do not get. So there has to be some sort of change there. It is imbalance because things are basically treacherous right now. So there is the imbalance there. Now there is strength in moving forward when you have new leaders, when you have actual leaders, people who won't call nobody's name, but people who prosecute when they should instead of skirting their issues. So when you have actual leaders, then yes, things do get better. But this is going to take reform. And so it has to start here like the reading did. It has to start with the rule books. It has to start with all that, and then you will get better. That's what I think.
And another thing too, it's like they should also review and reform their screening. You go to school, you graduate the academy. If you are afraid of a black man, you have no reason to wear a badge. If you spook easy, you have no reason to wear a badge. If you're afraid of crowds, you have no reason to wear a badge. It's like one strike, you're done, out. You know what I mean? No more of this. Let's let it slide.
That woman in Tulsa, she shot a black man because she was nervous.
Yep. You don't deserve a badge.
He was not only, he was in the car. So I guess I can see how you might think, oh, he might do something, but there's 4 of you.
Yeah.
So why are you still nervous? Not only is there 4 of you, but there's a helicopter. Mm-hmm. So you have the beyond advantage and you're still nervous. You don't need to be a cop. Maybe you need a cake store somewhere, but you don't need a badge and a gun.
Nope.
I got a follow-up question to something we were looking at. Gosh, I can't remember if it was last week or week before. Thank you, Debbie Ann. We were talking about, when you've got KKK within the police. And I was thinking about, why don't we have more black officers in black communities and more Hispanic officers in a Hispanic community and, to help build relationships within the community. I'm not saying they should all be matched to the community, but there should be a heavier proportion. Why do we not have more black police officers? Are they just not joining the police because they see the corruption? They see that there are a bunch of white supremacists in some of them?
There's an appeal that's not there. The actual, I guess, job itself. There is, because here with the King of Pentacles is crossed by the Tower. The job does not appeal widely to people of color, period. The justice system and the Chariot. When you become marginalized, you become indifferent to the thing that's around you. And so there are some, but you have to see yourself in it first. Like if you grow up and you never see a black cop, then you probably don't want to become one. And so you have to be able to see yourself in that police force, and it doesn't appeal by and large to ethnic people, period. And so I think they bypass this in particular job. And then there's probably something set up. This is outside the reading. I'm just projecting now. There's probably something set up within the academies to where you don't have a lot of non-white people who pass.
Mm-hmm. Like there's a quota of
I think that has a lot to do with it. Because I've got, here's the structure, the hierarchy, and they're trying to defend, but they try to move in, but they get too much attention when they're not white. This is kind of a legacy thing going on. The same thing is happening also to women. And they get burdened and don't end up getting selected. They're out in the cold. So somebody needs to take a look at restructuring the police academy, it looks like.
The whole thing, anything that
structure.
deals with police needs to be restructured.
The entire institution itself, from the schools to the departments to the state to the governor's office to the mayor's, everything top to bottom needs to be reformed because there's mistrust and corruption there. There's too much corruption. It's all levels. The tower talks about something that has an organizational chart from the bottom to the top, you know? So, and to answer the question, mine has to do with mistrust, betrayals from these institutions that cause a lot of anxiety, and people don't trust them because they recognize the corruption in the institutions themselves. So until you fix that, reform the whole thing.
A lot of police are former military. Thank you, Trish, and thank you, Summer. A lot are former military, and we know that Black people and Hispanic people go into the military. So there's definitely got to be some sort of corruption in the police academy itself, and then all the way up in our government, they need to be very vocal about reform.
So I have a rabbit hole I want to jump down. What is this? It's only one reading though. It shouldn't lead to more.
We always say that, and it always leads to more.
There is a clique that exists within jail. In order to survive in some prisons, you have to join the cliques. So you have like the Aryan Nation, and then you have, you know, the Black people got their clique and the Latinos got their clique and so on. And when you are white and you go in and you don't join one of these cliques, then you are more than likely going to be marginalized or hurt even. And so what they do when they join these white cliques in jail is the first thing they do is get a swastika tattoo. I've seen way more than my share of them in this area I live in, because when white guys get out of jail, they got a big giant one on the chest or something. And, you know, not necessarily that they're racist, but that's how you survive in jail. This guy, this cop who killed Floyd, will he join one of those groups?
Oh, honey. If you were to get one of those tattoos, it wouldn't be to survive. It would be because it fits the ideology.
Because because the reason it was a rabbit hole for me is because I said already that this little clique that exists in jail exists in the police force.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just want to know, is he going to transition into that clique when he goes to jail or prison?
What was his name?
I have no idea.
I know his last, it's like GC.
Chauvin.
Yeah. And his wife has filed for divorce. I seen this morning or yesterday morning.
And his dog needs to run away too. I think it's terrible for him. Alrighty, I'm going to jump in, if you guys don't mind. I got the anchor, okay, the tower, the scythe. He's going to be stuck in an institution that is dangerous, okay? These two right here, this is a permanent scar. This would be like a tattoo, something that's permanent, that is a marking on your person. So yes, when he's institutionalized, he will have a scar. So, yeah.
Yep. I get for security reasons, he goes under the knife, something new. And Then he's working on license plates.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's only a matter of time. It's not really a question. It's just a matter of time. And then there's that. Actually, this is my card for tattoo, believe it or not. And then there it is.
Well, what's our other card next to the Wheel of Fortune, Johnny?
Four swords.
Three of swords?
Four.
This
is him being laid up. And then justice system, and then off he goes and on his new journey. And then there you go. He gets his tramp stamp.
So why is it in the prison systems that they allow all these cliques? Like, why aren't they doing something to break down and get people to get along better without joining cliques? It's like the prison system itself is feeding that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the institution is further institutionalizing people into certain sectors and demographics. Yeah.
Because it's not illegal. It's illegal to fight each other, yes, but you can form your own little weirdness.
The whole thing needs reformation, dude. Even the school, the police office institutions, all the way over to the actual institutions where you go to serve time. All of it needs to be completely rehauled. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
So William Barr says the radical left started the riots and protests. The Minneapolis police said that they arrested a bunch of people that were white supremacists from out of town. First thing I want to know is, does Barr, Trump, or Stephen Miller have anything to do with the white supremacists who are involved in the riots?
I'm going back in my head about a reading I did on that vampire. What's his name? Miller?
Mm-hmm.
He's the first person that popped into my mind.
Mm-hmm. Because I had gotten something long ago, I think it was last year, that he had organizations online where he would obscure his identity, and also connections to like media, either through forums or something that is a newspaper or something that gets put out that's public, like a paper, a forum, something like that. But he was obscuring his identity. And then not too long ago, we got the fact that he was emailing that lady from Bloomberg. But it's like, no, his connections go deeper than that. He's
You just read all my cards, actually. There is a person with a concealed identity here with the Knight of Cups. This person is in charge of whatever this is that they conceal. Not necessarily that they are in charge, but they are a prominent person in whatever this is. It is sort of dark web type thing with the Seven of Swords. It is also a message board or trading of messages back and forth. And it is meant to cause destruction or discord, that type of thing with the Ten of Swords. Mm-hmm. I don't know who, but yes, there's somebody behind. There's someone behind stoking things. Like, people who protest are eventually going to riot anyway. Yes, not all of them, but when it comes to these type of things, yes. But there are people injected in these situations to make it worse.
Yeah,
and that's what they did.
I'm getting a yes on Miller. Clover Moon Writer. Yeah, it's an opportunity to do something for his career, his reputation, something that makes him very emotional and make him very happy, and that's the news that's being delivered. Yes.
I'm getting it's Trump too, because I've got my Trump card on the bottom, and then Trump's crowning the reading here as the Fool. It's a message, like they move into action with this message and get people to move into action at their bidding. It's something that they plan. And so it's premeditated, and it's because they're defending themselves right now from all the flack they're getting, probably over the crown bug. But it's an authority thing. They do move forward, and that's their legacy. That's what they do. They've done this before. So Charlottesville come to mind, those
Mhm.
kind of things. They do this over and over again.
I asked, was it Miller? And I get the devil in ten of swords. So there's that ten of swords again, and then Hello Darkness, my old friend, comes in. Lord.
I'm wondering if, like, simply because of the rise of hate crimes under this administration, not only because he's throwing red meat out to his base, but also if you have a person like Miller and Steve Bannon and all these people going online, and especially Miller, who at least is savvy enough to cover up his identity, which you can always, trace it back with his IP address and all that stuff. But I'm wondering, simply because of all the hate crimes that have been committed, and all the just evil racist stuff that has come out about Stephen Miller, if there will ever be any sort of investigation into this guy, and if he's linked into any of this that we're witnessing now, because that would be like inciting a riot. You know what I mean? Which, even if he hides his name, you can still trace the IP address, and all it takes is a very savvy, internet forensics person, to the FBI does this stuff all the time, That's what I'm wondering.
Thank you, Katie and Sharon. So do we want to take a deeper dive into that?
I'm just going to pull one card. I'm just going to ask, will Miller ever be investigated for hate crimes or participation with hate groups?
I got my jail card on the bottom.
I got he's going to jail. I still don't believe it, but I got he's going to jail after he gets out of the White House.
Everything points at him. He's in defense mode. Something sneaky and treacherous that he did.
Now, to answer the question here, I get Five of Swords, Knight of Swords. So there is something chaotic around the advantage, and then there's the Justice card. Now, last time I got this and the Eight of Swords, which spells not just court, but jail. But this was like weeks ago, and I don't know. I don't know. I just get a little jaded with all of these people possibly going to jail. It just feels like none of them ever will. And then I see that he will. And it's like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it, but yeah, I'll take it for now.
What'd you get, Becca?
I got this right here, which is quite possibly something in the administration about someone that may be blowing the whistle about some guilty ass stuff that was happening in this administration, how Miller was involved. But it comes through a whistleblower or somebody else talking. Those are two neutrals, so I pulled a clarifier. I got the stars, which would be a yes. This individually by itself would have something to do with online internet technology. So,
yeah, I get something. Sneaky plans. Something that he's inspiring others to do. And his erratic behavior. And he's shifting resources around. He's getting people to move on it.
And there might also be communications as well, because if he's going online, I'm only thinking about this about my spread. Mm-hmm. He may be talking that he is in the administration because it was cross-house tree, So like, hey, let's further the agenda by doing this and da-da-da-da-da-da, and, like something like that. To stir these people up into acting, What a schmuck.
Thank you, Pam. So what's going on behind? Well, should we look at the three officers that haven't been charged yet? I don't have their names, but should we look and see? Will there be additional charges?
Let's see. Because in the case of Aubrey, the guy who filmed it, he's going to jail. So I guess they showed some sort, I don't know if it was doctor footage or what it was, because I've only seen it one place. where it showed that at one point 3 people were kneeling on him and not just
Yeah.
one who was kneeling. So, okay. Will there be any more charges? They were all fired?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Here's the death. There's the death of George. Here's the group, the family, the people that were together, your close entourage, and it's here with the Clover. Yes, this may have been something that can be proven that they thought was a joke, something not to be taken seriously, something lighthearted play, but this is a positive, yes, and quite possibly soon. This is very quick acting. So
That's interesting because I get that they're confused. Like where you said they think it's a joke. It's a strong case.
Yeah.
They're looking at jail time.
Mm-hmm.
Lawyering up. I think all 3 of them are looking at some trouble here. Now, I know the other night, one may walk away. I was about to say the other night I looked at this with Ganga and I got that like one blabs on the other 2, and one of them either gets a lighter sentence or gets to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I get that there may be, well, yes is the answer. But I think it's because there might be a need or a feel that they need to make a sacrifice here. Like, we need people to understand that this is not okay, and we're going to go get everyone involved. And I think whether or not they're guilty of anything is kind of irrelevant. They need to show that we're going to be strong in this situation. And so I get the law and judges, the first 2 cards here. There's the tower. They're basically going to tear them down whether they did anything or not, because they need the world to see that we're serious about this, and we're not going to let it get away, because it's going to get worse if it seems like somebody got off.
Oh, yeah.
So that gives a worse indication, like, okay, you can kill people and just get away with it. And so you can't keep letting that happen. So therefore, they're going to make the sacrifice.
Yeah, kill with impunity. And it's almost like at this point, it's almost, to me, and I hate to be so cynical, but it almost feels like this has to be done simply for PR, because now the riots are everywhere. Chicago, Los Angeles,
England.
Kentucky. Yeah, it's everywhere. So it's almost like it has to be done,
So the Minneapolis police said they arrested out-of-town white supremacists that came to the protest in Minneapolis. Are they looking at jail time? Significant jail time?
Fighting a riot. The white supremacists that were arrested in the riots, are they looking at jail time?
Yep.
They'll be sent back with probation.
They make an example of these white supremacists. I'm feeling FBI here. Like they turn it over to the FBI to dig deeper. I feel like they're collaborating, with somebody. over these white supremacists, and they know they've done this before. They're asking questions. They're not accepting what they're telling them. They want to get at the root of who planned this, how this came about, and who their circle of support is. So I feel like they're looking for the Stephen Miller types, who instigated this behind these guys. So I don't have a card that says, like an FBI or legal. I just am getting that sense like they're going deeper in the questions here. I'm not getting anything about punishment, but they're I feel like they're trying to see who's behind the group. What do you guys get?
Yeah, Johnie.
I get that they'll be sent back home with probation house arrest. Get the 4 swords. There's the initial arrest. And then there's your victory card here with the 6 of wands. Someone higher up works with them. They go unbalanced, but I don't get any jail card. I think this is just arrest. But I think they'll get house arrest and sent back home.
I'm getting the scythe, the man, and the crossroads. These are man and crossroads are 2 neutral cards. So it's saying a dangerous man has a choice, a decision, an alternative. There's also a separation here. I asked for a clarifier. I got the bouquet. So I'm getting a yes. But this could be a violation as well, several violations. So
like snafu him because he's on probation and was doing this kind of thing. Will Republicans continue to stand by Trump in light of, we've had Russia, where the Senate finally said, yes, Russia, meddled in our election. We now have 100,000 dead. We've got a depression going on. We have a race war going on, basically. What are the Republicans feeling about Trump these days?
He's done such a wonderful job.
yeah, country's on fire. We have 100,000 dead. We're in a depression because we have 40 million unemployed. We're in the middle of a freaking civil unrest everywhere.
He goes golfing.
Yeah, the economy's in the trash. He's out golfing.
Golfing and tweeting.
Meanwhile, they're artificially inflating the stock market because, Lord forbid, the real numbers come out, They're pissed.
Johnny's there giggling. What you getting?
I get the judgment is the very first card. Well, there's judgment being passed. And what kind of judgment is it? It's the 9 of swords. Of course, they're worried, stressed, have high anxiety. They really don't have any clue with the 2 of swords. They're unbalanced. They don't know what to do. The 4 of wands. I think they may be a little more stressed of how to regain the White House because they're not actually gaining anything. And you can tell that by so many of these senators and congressmen selling off their stocks and all these type of things. That stuff is not something you do when everything is okay. And so, yeah, they're trying to figure out how do we keep the White House and not appear to be weak at the same time. They have no idea.
I get the same thing, Johnny, like at the root of this, like how do we get the White House? They're very emotional. They're trying to figure out how to manipulate Trump the great manipulator. They're trying to figure out how to manipulate him because they're stuck with him, and they're burdened with him, and they're trying to get some answers on someone else that they can put in the White House. But they got the liar in chief. They're stuck with the fool. What are you getting, Becca?
Well, let me see. I pulled a double line of this one. They'd love for him to leave. Well, you should have taken the eject button when the Democrats handed it to you. But that's another story. There is a change of message here because this man is pissed. Okay, passionate arguing, passionate debating, criticism. The deaths in the community have come suddenly from. They wish for him to go away. This is ending. Go far away. Go away. Sudden change here. A notice of something that is foreign message, and then nights over here for him to go away. He's going to get cut off. They recognize that he's done. He's done. And that the Senate, the large body of people that write legislation here, they're going to lose that too. They're going to lose that too. So they see him as a what do you call this? A liability. I don't have anything here that says regret, though. I don't have the cross, but it's kind of like should have hit the eject button when we gave it to you instead of just letting him slide, And the numbers of deaths keep rising. They keep going up with the storks. So
by the time they have their convention in April, we should be at around 200,000.
Oh yeah.
So one of our subscribers wanted to know what's going on behind the scenes while we have the crown bug and we've got the protests and all these distractions going on. What's going on behind the scenes? Are they doing anything illegal while all this chaos is going on? If it's Trump, he opens his mouth, he lies. If it's Trump, he's doing something illegal.
So is he taking advantage of his distraction?
The distractions to do more illegal things. Is he doing anything new illegal?
We did a reading about what knocks coronavirus out of the headlines. Said it was death, but I couldn't see who. I thought it was some older person.
Here, George Floyd, And since that, they haven't talked about it other than in the context of putting it on the backdrop with all this stuff going on in the forefront with this other huge issue in the backdrop of that,
It's pretty amazing that one person's death can obliterate the news of 100,000 deaths.
Because of the injustice of it all.
That's pretty powerful.
The injustice of it all.
Artie. Racing.
Hi, Artie.
So what's he doing, Johnny?
I have no idea, but it's here.
He's having a good time.
I get 7 of swords, so something sneaky around the law with the Queen of Swords and the Moon card. So it's like it's hidden. It is definitely hidden. Then I get 3 of Cups and 4 of Wands. There's Pompeo, Trump, and one other person, possibly a Miller, whoever. There's an advisor of some sort. And Pompeo, I keep seeing him, so I'm gonna keep saying his name. Pompeo, Trump, and one advisor in a room, and I'm pretty sure nothing good is coming of that conversation. So yes, they are doing something.
It's funny. I don't have any pinnacle cards though. Did you have any pinnacles? I get Trump the businessman on the bottom, right? So I expected to start seeing a bunch of pinnacle cards like he's wheeling and dealing. It's like there's an abundance of things that he's trying to give birth to. The challenge is he's in defense mode. I feel like whatever he's working on, it's something he had to walk away from in all his erratic behavior. So, squirrel, like it's something he left unfinished. He's trying to get back to. But there's anxiety about it. And there's a cooperation with a fire sign man or a man that would be a good orator, is what I'm getting. And there's something because of all the deaths that he thinks he can move into action on something that's hidden. I'm not getting pinnacles, so I can't get what it is. What'd you get, Becca?
I'm going to bring you all down. There's an opportunity for change, but there's backlash here and widespread fraud. Okay. There's a judge here with a trial, quite possibly in regards to someone that's a veteran with the lilies, that comes to an end, or something that gets shut down here from betrayal. An investigation here, that is a lie. Hopes and wishes come to an end. A lucky institution here, and the change or the transfer of wisdom, but I'm going to read this more like the change and the transfer of someone that has veteran status, but there's pain and punishment in the middle. A cycle, repetition, addictions to lying, but it's like they're shutting something down here. And there's like a trial here that comes to an end, that closes. This person was a fraud and lied. There's a tech company, also the media, hopes and wishes for something to be successful and have an opportunity in court here.
Well, that'd be Twitter.
Huh?
That'd be Twitter.
It's Twitter, but it's also his hopes and wishes for something that he's got on in the courts that's in a trial right now, and it coming to an end, shutting it down. Also, quite possibly the trial with Flynn, because that's showing there's something in the courts with a trial that gets shut down, but it's going to be bad, like, because they're looking for opportunity, and he's got some kind of hope there. But then you got Cross, you got Coffin and Snake. Those are three really bad negative cards, and with the Coffin there, it makes it bad. So if he's taking a gamble, it's not looking good at all. So
it's not looking good if he tries to shut Emmett Sullivan down. The
yeah.
judge in Flint.
Yeah.
Sullivan's going to get them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They might require some patience and some time, because it starts here with the lilies. But yeah.
We got what was it, 2 weeks ago, that they were going to slow walk everything, additional charges against Flynn, so that Trump's not there to pardon anything.
Yep.
So it's just another day in the neighborhood. That's what's going on behind the scenes in Trump world.
Cool.
Wow. Amy Klobuchar, she's catching a lot of flack over the protests in Minneapolis and the lack of prosecuting police when she was Attorney General. Is she still in contention to be the VP with Biden? She was one of the candidates, or has she lost her chance?
I get strength is faded with the 5 of Cups over something she can't escape with the 4 of Pentacles. So I think that would be a bad choice. just optics wise alone, I should say.
You're going to get vanilla, and then one vanilla just so happened to not prosecute the cop that killed this one guy. No.
Because she was going to the Senate, and that was her excuse.
I'm getting a no. There's something here that's classified or not. It's under wraps we don't know about, but then here with the clouds, it stays obscured. This is a secret that causes a huge problem. So
Yeah, I get her moral authority when she was AG, like an erratic behavior that's changed perspectives about her. So it doesn't look like she'll go into it, but
go ahead, Jenny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sorry, she's they're looking at her for something else, support, like on a committee or something, is what I'm getting. So she doesn't have support for a VP because she's in defense mode right now. But they're looking at her she's out in the cold on the VP. They're looking at her to do something else to support the administration.
I pulled a clarifier, I got the cough, and that's like, hell no. Like, no, we don't want the problem. Put it to an end. No, keep that under the books, man. So.
Okay, we've touched on this before. Is Bill Barr trying to break down the government for religious reasons? We always get that moral and dogma with him.
He's taking an opportunity to for his wisdom, his peace, his whiteness here with the key. Yes, these are 3 positive cards. Yes.
Thank you, Rhonda.
What's the question?
Is Barr trying to break down the government for religious reasons?
There is an injection into the American sphere that he's trying to do with the Queen of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. He's trying to inject, I'm going to say more religion. It's kind of like...
morality?
Yeah, that's code word. Mm-hmm. Kind of like American and caucus and all that type of freedom and all that. It's one of those things.
Yeah, because I got the lilies. That would be morality. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the people he's in bed with, the plans that they've made, he considers it his legacy, but he's going to be out in the cold on this. He's trying to shift the balance within the government. He's trying to put a higher moral authority in, and he's trying to make one person like really, he's trying to do more executive power.
Pretty much tell that fool we don't do theocracies here. Send him back to Constitutional Law 101.
And they're not even Christians.
Nope.
That's what's... Anyway, that's a 45-minute rant. We ain't got time for all that. But
thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda had a question. What will the main factor that will cost Trump to lose the 2020 election and lose seats in the Senate? What's the main thing that will cause a blue wave, basically, for Trump to lose and the Republicans to lose?
Overseas interference. Something he sacrificed for, or something that was injected.
Bleach.
It might be. But there's like with the 2 of Wands, it's like open-ended. So I think it all adds up. But it'll be a whole bunch of stuff. That's the stuff that'll be freshest on the mind. Because mind you, if you go back to 2016, you can find some stuff, but the stuff that's freshest on the mind people will take to the polls at them. Which is why you need ads and things like that to remind you how incompetent a person is.
Yeah, I get his messaging. The way the message he sends, that he's the moral authority and he leaves everybody else out in the cold and he's strong and he's in bed with Putin. It's all of it. It's all of it. It's the accumulation of everything. How he deals, with the money and everything he does all the time, over and over and over again. And this messenger on the bottom, that's also his tweeting, his constant tweeting, and Tower's coming for him.
I am getting that it is a knowledgeable woman that is committed. Here's numerous, something that spreads to bring to an end. So this could be like women that are knowledgeable, women that have studied up, that promise to turn out in huge numbers, vast, something that spreads to put an end to this. Also a spreading of something that causes or brings death, okay? Burdensome economy here and gifting to his friends and those of his friends that are institutions and government. The promise of gifts here, bribery, the promises of money to his advisors, his friends, celebrity friendships that he has here. But the women are loyal and they turn out in numbers. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah. So it's everything.
Yeah,
it's the accumulation of everything. The crown bug, it's the
trying to take women's rights away,
bailing out his friends, not giving the average man any more money.
Yep.
It's everything.
Yep.
Because everybody's going to take their own little "I hate you because" to the polls with them.
Thank you, Passing. Did you see the video of Trump on Memorial Day? Not only was he doing the swaying thing, but he had this involuntary hand jerking around. So one of our subscribers wants to know, does he have Parkinson's? Like he couldn't, he was standing there. It was like he was holding his hand down in front of him, like he was keeping his other hand wrapped on it so that it wouldn't just fly off.
I get no, but doesn't he have ADHD?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, because I get strength in the Emperor. Like there's a whole lot of energy built up in one person, and then I got the Fool in the middle. So I get hyperactive. Is what I get.
I also get he had an abundance of stuff in his blood system. So he snorted a lot before he went to Arlington. He snorted a lot. It wasn't an easy trip. Wow, and I get later he was drinking again. Thank you, JR. Yeah, he's just doing an abundance of medication.
I'm getting a no. Whip and coffin. No, there might be something that he's abusing that needs to come to an end. But nope.
Causing him involuntary movements. If Trump leaves office before the election, will Pence keep Barr, Pompeo, and Miller?
The dream team.
Yeah.
The nightmare team.
Imagine Barr, Pompeo, and Miller walked into a bar. Well, this is going to end well.
I can see him keeping Barr around just because, like, if it comes out how much crap Pence was involved with in the committing of crimes, and he doesn't have Barr there, he's going to be in so much trouble. Like, but let's see. Will Donald Trump keep? Wait.
No, will Pence keep Barr, Pompeo, and Stephen Miller?
Okay, so I started off my first question just to confirm if Trump makes it to November 2020. I got the cross. That's a no. Okay, so we're going to go with does Pence keep Barr?
Why is Mother showing up in my reading?
She's his counsel.
Does Pence keep Mike Pompeo? Nope. Let's keep Stephen Miller. Jesus Christ. Seriously. So I get that there's a woman that loves Barr. So I don't know if he's going to pick a female VP as well, perhaps like a Nikki Haley or somebody, but there's love here. So that's Barr, yes. Does he keep Pompeo? No, there's a separation here with the crossroads and the site. He gets cut out, separated. Does it keep Stephen Miller? Of course he does. That's going to be a party. Like, so that's what I'm getting.
And Barr, he keeps Barr.
He keeps Barr, cuts Pence, keeps Miller.
Yeah, Pompeo, I get he makes him an offer that Pompeo doesn't like go away. He loses him. Mother's advising him though to keep it all in the family. In other words, keep them all. What are you getting, Johnny?
I get a yes for Pompeo. No, Barr. This is Barr first. And then Pompeo is under consideration. He is defending, so possibly replaced with the 7 of Wands. And then I get a Stephen Miller could be replaced by somebody else. But this is not a definite because every time I tried to clarify, I just got more court cards. So I think if Pence does come in, he doesn't really have a whole lot of time. He's not interested in fixing the border crisis, which is Stephen Miller's main project. So he may just keep him because why would he replace him? Because he doesn't care. Why should anybody else?
And don't forget how valuable Stephen Miller is. He brings in all the Nazis. You know?
So we've got Trump arguing all the time with North Carolina, where they're supposed to have the convention in August. Is he trying to move the convention to his golf club down in Miami? Not Mar-a-Lago, the other one. You guys help me with the name in comments.
With the Doral one?
Doral. Is he trying to move it to Doral so he can make money off the Republican convention?
Because he went to them and said, you need to roll out the red carpet or we're moving. And they shot back and said, well, if you can figure out how to have a 50,000 people event safely, then we'll do it. And they haven't gotten back to them saying how you're going to pull off an event with 50,000 people safely.
Hold on. Time out. So they don't want to have the convention because of this pandemic that doesn't really exist in their eyes.
Yeah.
Right? Well, they're telling the rest of us it doesn't exist, but they're not willing to go sit knee deep with 50,000 people in a party.
And remember, there is a Democratic governor in North Carolina now. So let's punish North Carolina by pulling the convention out of there. But they don't really want you anyway because you're going to spread the pandemic.
And that's what the event people said. If you can figure out how to seat 50,000 people safely, then we'll do it. If not, then arrivederci.
So is he going to move it to Florida?
He wants to. There is travel and money. And then my card for property. So there's definitely a want. Whether he's going to do that, that's a whole different thing, but he wants to.
Get a yes as well. That's a yes. Lays moon.
Yeah. I get shifting it, interesting shifting it somewhere by the water. That's a little ship. He's already made the plans. He's just waiting for the right offer, like from North Carolina. I don't think he's going to be able to have it though, because I think the crown bug comes back up and he's like stuck, out in the cold, heartbreak. He can't. I don't think they have the Republican convention in the normal way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it.
Florida's been very lax in all their reopening and wearing masks and all that.
So what Florida is doing now to hide the COVID numbers, they're just calling it pneumonia. Oh, we've had a rise in pneumonia. It's like, okay.
We're about to hit how many thousand dead of pneumonia all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Creating their own little pandemic of pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
So throw cards on that, since I just said, will the Republican convention even be held?
Will the Republican convention be held?
Yeah, I guess, but not in a traditional sense. There's something shrunken about it with the Four of Pentacles, something small group about it. It seems like maybe on one of his properties or some sort of private club, a private this, or it's some sort of something where it still looks like an event, but there's not a bunch of people there.
I'm getting that there's going to be an obstacle or a delay. The friends and advisors to the boss, the person in a position of authority, are blocked or delayed somehow.
Yeah, I get the structure of it is like chaos. They try to move forward and then they end it, and it's all erratic. So I'm not sure. When I ask, will they even have it? I've got the Ace of Swords on the bottom, but maybe they have to do it a different way. Do it through online or something.
Zoom. Try that.
Zoom conference.
Yeah.
I have a conspiracy theory I want to go.
All right.
Stephen Miller's wife got well very quickly. How? Was it just successful treatment? Because mind you, if she's pregnant too, she was definitely not taking hydroxychloroquine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Why did Stephen Miller's wife recover?
How did she get
quickly?
well that fast? Did she not have it and there was like a false read or something, or what?
Oh.
Spit venom instead of actual.
Interesting.
What are you getting, Becca?
I'm going to ask one thing.
I don't think she had it. I get the death card as the first card, and then there was the Four of Swords. So they took care of her, whatever happened here with the Temperance and the Two of Swords. So she got well very fast. But she did not get well because the Two of Swords is a block. She did not get well from the thing we thought she had. And then I asked, well, what was wrong with her? And then I get here with the pregnancy card and then the Two of Cups and then the Ten of Cups. There was something to do with either blood or pregnancy. I don't know if she's going to have complications or if she had a complication. I don't know how far along she is, whether it's 2 weeks or whatever it is. But all in all, I don't think she had the bug. I don't know what she had, but
I'm getting that it might have been a false positive, perhaps, but then it's like there's two cards here that would signal something to do with the lungs and a fever because
she had something wrong.
Yeah, I got the moon and the ring, which is like a commitment or a contract or some sort of a promise about her career and reputation is behind her. But then she's stepping into this. She presented here by herself. Okay, so a woman that is confused and arguing. If this is in regards to her health, the woman's lungs, and then heating up here. In her past, it shows this, which is a positive. Here, it shows a negative. And this is a confusing agreement here. So it might have been something that was like a false positive, perhaps, but it's like, it's obscured.
Well, I started out with their husband, the devil, and I end with the sun. So in between, I've got it's something hidden was going on. It was confusing and treacherous. It was something airborne, but it's also, this is a lie. This is a lie. It's a false positive. They had to charge in, investigate, figure out what was going on, and everything was disrupted. So I'm not getting what was actually wrong with her. I'm just getting like there was something else going on in her blood system. Mm-hmm. They did work quickly on that, and now she's all healthy and fine.
But
so I did a health reading, and I have cards to correspond with all kinds of things. The Two of Swords pops up again. This is card I have for bipolar, not that she's bipolar, but basically what it means is this is a sometimes type of thing to where it's one way one day and next thing you know, it's a flare-up type of deal. There is immune system with the Four of Cups and then sexual organs with the Nine of Pentacle. So I think she had maybe some sort of infection or some sort of... Never mind. Larry went somewhere else with what I was trying to say, so I'm going to just hush.
Larry girl, that's not Jen's camera. It's her connection that's making her a little bit fuzzy like that. So if she were to wipe off her screen, it wouldn't help. It's you're kind of pixelated and fuzzy, Jenny. It's your internet connection.
Yeah, I have a new modem. It's not helping. So there's obviously a problem on my line. I'm just amazed I've stayed on this long. So I'm going to try a health reading too. There's something definitely going on in her blood.
Stephen Miller drank it all.
They're still watching her. They're still keeping an eye on her. Whatever's going on with her also affects her brain. I don't think they know for sure what's going on with her. They're still keeping an eye on her.
She got the itches and scratches.
She's got the heebie-jeebies. Something's out of balance. I get the moon card again. Something is deceptive. She's about to give birth to an alien, probably at 3 months, and Syria carrying a baby to 9.
Rosemary's Baby.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I get the baby's good. The baby's fine. Well,
oh Lord, have mercy. All of the mercy. Every single bit of it. I can't. How you expect to be okay when that's what you go to bed with? That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
She must be like with like the lights off.
Like if you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. But if you lay down with Stephen Miller, what do you get up with then?
Oh God, I wonder what her family thinks of that guy. Like,
Let's ask. Let's ask.
I mean, his family disowned him on TV for everybody to see it, and then you go right out there, like, oh man.
Yeah, I'm sure if they weren't at his wedding, what does her family think of Stephen Miller? Run fast. I mean, they may be like her, you know, she's a known racist.
Oh, is she really?
Oh, yeah.
She's crazy too.
Yes,
Oh,
she
so they
did
almost
all kinds of
wore
crazy shit down in Florida when she was in university.
They must all wore their spiky little white hats then.
Yeah.
Oh, nice and starched.
What do her parents think of Stephen Miller?
Oh my God. Are you effing kidding me?
I think they're glad she was married, or glad she got married. Like glad she finally found someone and quit being the spinster. Oh Lord, the Nook Schlep. There's the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Swords. It's like this might be a lateral move, like a power move, if you will. And then the Moon, like they have some sort of little coven that they have together. I think they're all birds of a feather, quite honestly. But
Spirit's having a little fun with me here.
I think they don't mind so much, but
they don't.
Yeah, I the first card I pulled, I was like, I heard Spirit say they think he's dead. You know, it's like hanging like the vampire, in his coffin. No, they have a hidden agenda too, and they saw this as a growth opportunity for her. They think he's a strong husband, and her father in particular really likes him, coming from his dogma. I'll put it that way.
I'm getting that they're very happy about this very, very, very successful union, but they do recognize that he is a liar, someone that just spreads lies, venomous, and he's dangerous. But at the end of the day, they're happy, joy, joy. Happy, joy, joy.
Marry that lying, venomous man. We love him.
That's great.
Maybe we'll get to meet our idol, David Duke. Get us to that party.
I got one more question, if I can.
Okay.
I took us off on a tangent, but I got one more before we go, I guess. Trump's birthday is in a couple weeks.
Oh.
How will that go? Will he have a nice one? Will he have a not so nice one? How will that go?
How's this party?
Oh my God. If I was, dude, I swear, this is one of those moments when I just fantasize about being like White House staff or the cleaning lady or the cook. Because I would put all sorts of crap in his food to where he would be running to the toilet for the next week.
But wasn't that
happy birthday?
It's fine. That's supposed to be it.
I keep hearing now, it's my potty. I cry if I want to. But not party. I'm hearing potty. But in there flushing 10 or 15 times and singing on his potty.
Good Lord. I swear, these are the nice cards, and I always get darkness every time. Oh, you're not so nice, Moon Oracle. I'll use the mean cards too.
Use the mean ones, John.
They're called Faces of Death, and so I think it's appropriate. It's like, what is his birthday going to be like?
This is birthday going to go.
Oh, the Hermit. How sad. I feel bad that you have to spend time with your own self.
Oh, God. Hey,
So
Jenny.
there's that.
What is that?
That's darkness.
Darkness.
Darkness and hunger. That would be a really good joke if I really believed he was starving, but he craves for something that he's not getting because darkness. There's the Hermit and the Five of Pentacles. Something quite disastrous. Not disastrous as in shocking world news type, but for his own little sphere. Like there might be some bad news he has on that day. Has something to do with someone close to him with the Helper King here and the Two of Cups. And then you get the Two of Pentacles. It's one of those that he kind of regrets this day is even here type of thing. So I don't think it'll be the happiest of birthdays, but be glad you're still breathing.
What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting that he's going to be, there's going to be some anger here, some angry words about something that is shut down, and perhaps him wanting to go on a trip that is short or small, or a new trip here. But there's going to be some perhaps arguing here with a bird, arguing on Twitter, arguing over communications to shut something down, and then a small trip or a new journey. So he's still going to be fighting with Twitter.
He definitely has a delay. Something gets delayed, but I'm getting money news or something tangible coming out on his birthday, and it's involving courts, and he's working with Barr, and he's confused, and he's going into bully mode. He's going to try to put on a false happy face. But there's something coming out. His fortunes are changing around his birthday, on his birthday. So watch for that. I don't know what the date of his birthday is, but
June 14th, I think it said.
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he chokes on his own crap. That's just me. So, Jenny, do you mind if I pull one of the Divine Oracle, Animal Oracle cards for the week?
No, that would be awesome.
Okay, because Johnie was giving me crap about not having used these yet.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Johnie.
Mm-hmm.
Johnie, how are you doing with your ruins?
I have all the meanings, but they're in the other room somewhere. But I got the wooden ones today. Here's a little box that I showed you.
Oh, that's pretty.
These are the box that they come in. And the sides.
Nice.
Those what they look like.
Oh, those are really cool. So those are
they're
like
big, and I can see them with my blind eyes. So these are nice. But I don't have the book. Otherwise, I'd do one right now. I don't know what none of them mean.
So, let's see. So for the week, we pulled the sorry, I got to read it out of the book because I don't know these yet. The dolphin. Here's a little dolphin card. Lady riding on a dolphin. Some animals down there. And this is the card of happiness. Happiness is not a continuous state, although it is a worthy feeling to seek. Know what makes you happy and do more of this. Happiness has everything to do with your reaction to life rather than what happens to you from outside sources. If you place your happiness solely in the hands of other people, then you will be disappointed. So
every time.
So there's happiness. Be like the dolphin. Be happy. That's what I get.
It's great. I get listen, there's messages that are coming out. We're going through a difficult transition right now. And there's a lot of people that are of like mind right now about the situation. So just hang on. Well, thank everyone for the super chats tonight. Thank you for joining us. We'll be on Becca's channel next week. Same time, same bat location, time. And we'll see you next week.
Hi, everybody.